So next we want to create the neckband as well as the sleeve cuff and the hem for the top. First, we're going to create the neckband. Simply use this edit pattern tool, click on that neckband, and right now, look at right here, the measurement is 15.58. I will use this rectangle tool, click on the two selects, click one on the page, type in 15.58, and then the height we want to type in 2.2. And then change this number or shape to 2, and then click on OK. Next, I'm going to move this pattern up a little. Simply use the transform pattern tool, click one and then drag it over here. Let's bring it up a little bit higher and then bring this one over here to the back. So next we want to adjust the neckband to fit the back neck. Simply measure the back neck, click one right there, and the measurement here 9.96. I'm going to switch the tool to transform pattern tool, click right here, and I'm going to double click on this center point here, and then click and then right click, and down here I'm going to change this width to 9.96. After that I will click on OK. Alright, so let's bring it over here a little, and we want to unfold that. Simply use this edit pattern tool, and I'm going to click one right here, right click, and we want to select this unfold symmetric editing with sewing. We'll do the same here, right click, and unfold symmetric editing with sewing. Okay, next we want to sew the neckband. Simply use the segment sewing tool, click one right there, and then click one right here, and we'll do the same here, click one right here and right here. Next we want to superimpose side of these neckband. Simply click one right there and press on shift, click one right here, and come to this 3D window, right click. We want to superimpose side. Alright, and after that, let's bring this down and simulate. Okay, so the next looks pretty good, but we can still improve on this. Next, we want to change that into kind of knit property, okay? And I will show you how to do that. So we want to zoom in, and I'm going to once again double click on this, and then click and then drag it in, right click. So instead of change this width, we want to change this percentage to 90%. Okay, and then click on OK. I'm going to do the same here. Click one and then double click here, and then click and then drag it in, right click, and I'm going to type in 90 and then click on OK. Alright, so next I'm going to simulate one more time. It's almost there, guys. We can improve on a little bit more. First, let's sew this side seam right there. So after that, we want to create the hem as well as the sleeve cuff. So we want to click one right here, press on shift, click right here, and then click right here and zoom in. I'm going to right click. We want to offset pattern outline, and we want to retract. I'm going to type in the value of 5 centimeters and then click on OK. Next, we want to create the hem and the cuff. First, we want to measure this. Right here is 22.05, and measure the back is the same value, so 22.05. I'm going to use the rectangle tool and type in 22.05. Then the height we will type in 5 centimeters, and then number of shape we want to create 2 of them, and then click on OK. After that, I'm going to bring one over here, and right here let's measure the sleeve, 26.94. So 26.94, and then the height is 5. I'm going to click on OK. Then we also want to bring it up here. Alright, so after that, we are going to sew these together. We'll use the segment sewing tool, and I'm going to once again superimpose side here. Right click on the 3D window and then click on superimpose side. Okay, let's simulate and see how that affects. It actually looks pretty good, guys. Alright, so now we are going to make a copy first. My key selects this, right click, and then we want to select symmetric pattern with sewing, and press on shift here and click one to place. And simulate one more time. Stop the simulation. Let's begin sewing. Then we also want to sew the sleeve, cuff, and then simulate one more time. So next we want to once again change the percentage to 90%. I will use that transform pattern tool. Double click here, click one and then drag it in, right click. I will change that to 90% and then click on OK. I will do the same with sleeve cuff, then 90% and click on OK. Then we also need to do the back, 90%, click on OK. Now let's simulate one more time to see the effects. Okay, so before we go any further, we want to apply the knit texture onto this garment.